Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Dragon Ball Z mod for Rimworld, and we have the much anticipated human update. So this will allow your pawn to essentially gain human ki. So we're actually going to start with the book that gives you that, which I did not spawn in, of course. Let's see. Basic ki guide. So in order to give your pawns this book here, you just have to make it using the skill pages that you find in Ancient Dangers. I think you get them very rarely as quest items, but mostly Ancient Dangers have them. You can find 1 to 2 pages in any Ancient Danger, take them back home, and once you accumulate enough pages, I think this book here does not cost a lot of pages. So getting your, see, you learned everything you can from this guide. Basically, what happens is if your pawns are over leveled, they will not be able to use this guide. So if you have a low-level Saiyan pawn, he can use the guide, and he will actually gain points into the fly skill if he has not already learned the fly skill, or he will gain experience points based on his level. After a certain level, they won't be able to use this guide, guys. So don't worry too much about it. This is just a basic key skill guide. This will give you access to the human key skill tree if used on a human. And for your Saiyans, it's just another XP boost / learn teaching them how to fly, which I thought was pretty cool to give the little fly skill there on the book. We also have the Majin Mark book, which I will go over. But first, let's go over some of the abilities of the human key skill tree. First, we're going to go over all the passives for everybody because we're just going to get the passives out the way. So starting with the human key skill tree, the preservation is our first passive. Now this raises your move speed by 2% per level. So at max, you will have 120% move speed. Adaptable, which gives your key XP gain rate multiplier plus 1% per level, 10% max, and max key energy plus 2 each, plus 20 maxed. Basic key skills are all the same key skills that everyone has. Key manipulation, this has 4 levels. Max key energy plus 40, key energy regenerate plus 25% at max, key energy usage minus 5% at max. Human spirit, global learning factor plus 20%, mental break threshold minus 10, global work speed plus 10%, key damage resistance plus 20%, key XP rate XP gain rate plus 15, incoming damage multiplier times 80, manipulation plus 5. So if you have human spirit max, you will only take 80% of incoming damage, unless of course you have tough or something like that. Then they will take even less damage. You know, tough takes over at that point. So whatever. Key strikes gives you plus 3 melee damage per level. So this is 5 levels. At max, you will have plus 15 melee damage to your fist. Let me see if we can like see that actually. Where do you see? I think it's info, actually. I'm lying to you. Melee DPS. So 23.2 times 61% divided by 2. So he does 23 damage with his melee attacks. So this makes him very formidable in melee combat. Obviously not as formidable as a Saiyan, which I believe is ridiculous. Yeah, 27 damage, so not bad, but obviously we have things like Super Saiyan and stuff like that, which just completely make these numbers go bonkers. Obviously. So, there you go. Yeah, as you can see, Super Saiyan just kind of destroys any notion that a human could beat them. But we also have the Awakening skill, which I will go over in depth soon. But for now, let's move over. Key armor, it just works like other key armor abilities, you know, 10% armor values per level, etc, etc, etc. Multi-key disc. So this is just key disc, but you have charges now. You have 3 charges, so you can use it one at a time. Boom, boom, boom. And key disc is pretty powerful, especially if they hit those. Then they'll be slicing up their enemies pretty nicely. Solar Flare, one of my favorite unique support, because this would be more of a support class. We're actually going to execute a raid with points. A nice small raid. Where are they coming from? They're coming from over here. We're gonna have our boy come over and handle this right quick, our Lightwork. What essentially Solar Flare does, it blinds the enemies as well as stuns them. So we're gonna try it here. You need to be in the sun and outdoors. As you can see, we get a nice stun off here, and they are all stunned, and they are blinded as well. Whole body blinded. Temporary blinded by the flash. And he's getting cut up. Jesus, maybe we'll go Awakening here. Now, humans still are not as tanky as the Saiyans. You know, don't get too. Jesus Christ, they destroyed. Is my left arm destroyed? Oh no, we aren't. Just our left eye was almost cut out. No big deal. So you still need quite a bit what's called here. You know, you're still gonna need some help. Don't think just because they're Saiyan with ki, they can just go doing everything. But what we can do is here is we can use one of the most powerful abilities, and boom, everyone's dead. I mean, key abilities are, you know, that's how they work essentially. You're supposed to be extremely powerful. Let's go over some of the awakened abilities though. So we are awakened. Our manipulation is plus 25. Our conscious is plus 20. Hunger rate times 150. Tiredness times 125. So he gets hungry faster and he gets tired quicker. Max key energy plus 100, giving him a whopping 322 when he's awakened, which is the highest amount of key of any, probably will be of any class of key user, I should say, because now we have Saiyans, we're going to have Namekians, and eventually Icers. So out of all the key users, he will have probably the highest. And what else do we have? Key damage multiplier plus 40%. Incoming damage multiplier times 70, so they lose off another 70, another 10% of damage when they're awakened. Melee dodge chance, it's supposed to be plus 5% chance times plus 5%, and move speed times 100. Okay, so with that being said, maybe we can catch up to this guy real quick before we heal our boy up. Also, his melee skill I noticed was not. Oh, they got him. We're actually going to, and my boy's melee skill was not where it's supposed to be. This guy's this is like an old key master. So we're going to have to like, oh, I see, awakening we turned off. That's fine, actually. Oh, good. Boy, what are you doing, friend? Murder him. All right, so we're going to have to get that fixed. The melee dodge is not supposed to be times 5%. It's supposed to be plus 5%. So we're going to get that fixed, but we're going to head right over to our other passives here. We're going to be looking at our half Saiyans at Animal Friend and Kind Soul. Animal Friend gives you plus 1% to tame animal chance per level and plus 1% to train animal chance per level at a max of 10%. I think they half Saiyans already innate have extra chances to tame animals. So this will just make them a very good animal handler. They'll probably be able to tame mostly anything, probably the best animal handlers in the game once they're all maxed out and everything like that. Kind Soul gives them an opinion buff towards them and also a mood buff to people that are near them. Let's go over at ease. So you get a plus 10 for being near this pawn. So it does have a range that you have to be within range for him, and it does not stack. So if you have another pawn with Kind Soul, it won't be plus 20. It'll just be 10. They don't stack on each other, but the opinion does matter. Social. And who's this? Judd here. So Judd, as you can see, he's got an honorable Saiyan plus 10. So the Kind Soul trait just gives them kind of an extra little bit of flavor to them. They're nicer and people like them more. Obviously, when traders come, that can help out with that because, you know, I know if they're beautiful plus the Kind Soul trait, they'll really be liked, and maybe you'll get some big discounts there. Next is Control. Control makes it so that Berserk Rage when you transform is cut in half. So the time that you are out berserking is in half. Now, the reason I only made it half is because eventually, when I make Legendary Super Saiyan masterable, I would like to make all Super Saiyans masterable via usage and stuff like that. Come over here. When that happens, I would like to make it so that when Control's maxed out and you master your Legendary Super Saiyan state, you no longer have to even see, that was pretty quick too. You no longer will go berserk at all. So I think it's pretty cool for flavor because like half the time it's not that bad. Plus, you're not like you're attacking your homies or anything. You're just going to be straight up attacking the enemy. So it's not really that bad in general, but they are Legendary Super Saiyans. I think going berserk is just part of their nature. Now we have the regular Saiyans. Pride, Training, and Powerful. Pride. Your pride keeps you on the battlefield. Increased recovery rate plus 30% per level. So they will recover a little bit faster. I know everyone was saying to me, do Saiyans recover faster? They should recover faster, etc. like that. I kind of compromised and added a way that you can make your Saiyan recover faster. But in my opinion, based on the show and what we've heard, I think Dragon Ball Z in general, just that universe, people tend to recover a lot quicker in general across the board, rather than Saiyans kind of having some natural recovery. It hasn't been directly stated that they have some extra natural superhuman recovery. They've healed like everyone else. I remember Goku was in the hospital after the Saiyan saga. Before he got to Senzu Bean, he was like wrapped in a full body cast. I know they don't show this stuff anymore because Super's kind of jank, but Yeah, he was in a full body cast, and it was gonna take him months to recover. If you guys remember that little scene there, and then he got a sense of being, and he like broke out the cast, and he was fine. But yeah, there's nothing that shows that they recover a little bit faster. But I think Pride being like, hey, I'm super prideful. I'm not gonna sit on the sideline here. I'm gonna get up type of deal. Is very Dragon Ball Z-esque and fits the narrative pretty nicely and gets your guys back on the battlefield. It's plus 30% at max, which I think is a pretty fair recovery rate. Training. This just raises your key XP gain rate plus 2% per level. At max, you get a plus 20% to key XP gaining. You know, you're training and everything like Goku. You're just kind of training harder than everyone else. Powerful. Key damage plus 1% per level. So this gives you an extra 10%. These are all just, these are more for flavor and also to use your extra skill points. Maybe in the future, I will have more things to do with the skill points, but for now, we have these skill books gives you extra skills. You have these nice passives now, and each and every new key user, like the Majins. Oh my god, the fucking Majins. Everyone wants Majin girls. So the Icers and Namekians, they will have their own passives as well. So everyone will get their own little types of passives that are specified for them. So we went over all the passives. You guys saw how Solar Flare worked. I think Solar Flare is pretty cool. We're gonna go over Key Barrier though. Let's power you up. Boom. And Key Barrier here. So we have the Key Barrier. This moves with him. So a little fun fact about Key Barrier is, let's just go over here. So we can take a Super Saiyan powered beam here. Boom. Key Barrier doesn't flinch. So Key Disc goes through it though. Energy Donut and Key Disc will go through the barrier. I don't want to kill Lucky here, which kind of sucks. But can I use this on something else? Oh, sorry, Lucky. Oh, yep. Kind of seen that coming. Hit him. Yep, directly in the torso. Yeah, that'll do it. So Lucky's been getting the brunt. He got knifed attacked and now he's back. Okay. So Key Disc goes through it. That is a little bit of kind of like a little thing, you know, Key Disc being super powerfully sharp and everything like that. I don't think Key Sword goes through it. We can try it. We can damn sure try. Oh, it's not meant to turn that off. We can damn sure try it though. No. Key Sword does not go through it. Obviously, guns and everything are going to be no match for this. It does break though. Don't you worry. It does, in fact, break. Do we have anything super powerful here? Yes, we do. We have a legendary key beam that we could shoot at it. I think that would probably break it. Oh, Jesus. Death the donkey. There's a little bit of blowback too. Oh man, this thing is extra powerful. There he goes. Breaks. It took 3 key beams and a legendary super key beam. This thing is meant to basically draw everyone into melee. And it's meant to protect, first and foremost. You know, protect your pawns, stuff like that. And it should house them pretty nicely. So that's all of the skills there for the new human update. Now let's go over the Majin skill book, which is, I think, destroyed. I think it got destroyed in that aftermath. That's fine, though. We can always spawn a new one. So, Majin skill book here. We'll have him learn that. And boom. So, the Majin skill book here, you can only use on your pawns that you, and now he's in minor break risk. So, when you're targeted by that, manipulation plus 25, max key energy plus 35, key damage plus 25, key damage resistance plus 20, mental break threshold plus 35%, move speed times 135%. So, as you can see, this is kind of making him a little uneasy. And also Majin Mark target, he's got -10 on his mood for as long as he's targeted. Also, he will have mostly violent mood breaks. When he does break, it will be very violent and probably berserk, try to kill somebody. That's becomes the Majin Mark that's what it's supposed to do, you know. It's extremely powerful. This is -70 on his max key. So he used to have 222, now he has 152. And that's just kind of how that goes. So guys, now that I think this is basically wraps up the update, but I wanted to talk to you guys. If you made it this far, definitely stay tuned because I got some new information to talk about with you guys regarding. Can you guys like sit the fuck still? Jesus Christ, animals. So I have some news regarding essentially the Naruto mod coming up. If you want to hear about that, and also the Patreon. So I have a Patreon. This will support me in mod making. I still am working on the DBZ mod. This isn't ended. I do want to start working on my Naruto mod now, and I would like to go through 2 update cycles with the Naruto mod, then jump back into the DBC mod, maybe give you guys, I think you guys voted on Icer next, give you guys the Icers and everything, some new skill books, some tweaks, some balance changes for the Saiyan mod, and then we're probably going to jump back into the Naruto mod for 1 update, and then back into the DBZ mod like that. I do want to have, I'm going to have a roadmap that's made out so you guys can visually see what's going on. People on the Patreon are going to get some sneaky nice information, and they're also going to get early builds of the Naruto mod and any DBZ updates. You guys are going to get early builds of that and everything like that, so you guys can play through and tinker around with it before it's actually out. And that's just some of the Patreon perks that you'll get. You might get some exclusive artwork and stuff like that. Also, you have access to the concept docs. I have written so far like 20 pages for the Naruto mod. It's gonna have everything. It's gonna be Rimworld of Magic levels of detail and everything like that. The mod is balanced. Do not expect it to be like the Saiyans mod where you're going to be waffle stomping the competition essentially with Super Saiyan powers. Especially once they get Super Saiyan, it's almost essentially the game is combat wise pretty cake. Unless you have like some crazy mods like Void or things that up the damage or whatever have you. The Naruto mod, it's all about strategy. You got to use your jutsus wisely. You have to pick and plan what jutsus you're going to use at what time and everything. And I also want to make it way more accessible. So you'll be able to customize your bar, exactly what jutsus you want in the bar, exactly what jutsus you won't. I will give you some, if you made it this far in the video and you're still listening to me, first of all, I love you for that. Second, I'm going to give you some nice information that is not going to be out quite to the public. The first update is going to be Aburame. So we're going to make the Aburame clan the first update. This is after release. This is not on release. So on release, we're going to have 3 clans, which if you want to know them, they're in the Discord all over the place. I talk about it in Discord often. The 3 starting clans plus the secret clan. Only people in the Patreon know the secret clan that's coming out on launch. But 3 clans, Uchiha, the Agara, a clan that basically acts like Gaara. They have Saiyan manipulation, and the Hyuga clan. Those are the 3 official clans on launch. Our first update is going to be the Aburame clan though. And I think I will be releasing gates 1 through 4. So you will be able to use the inner gates 1 through 4 on the first update and the Aburame clan, which clans are just xenotypes. So you'll be able to pick apart these clans and take what you want out of them and then mix and match them with other things. So like imagine Aburame with Sharingan. That's just a bug control gene with the Sharingan gene. And then the Aburame clan, it would just be like, good chakra control gene along with bug control and et cetera, going down the line there. That's what clans are. They're just amalgamation of genes, but you can take those genes and you can make whatever you want. You can have a Gaara type that uses Saiyan manipulation along with having Sharingan there. So the Naruto mod is going to be awesome in that aspect. The genes are kind of really cool because you can do that. You can make a clan, which is essentially a xenotype, and then you can say, okay, I don't really want the Chakra Nature Fire that comes with the Uchiha clan. Let me make my own xenotype with Sharingan, Chakra Nature Lightning, so I'm guaranteed to have that, and go from there if you wanted to. So that is the secret info for update 1. And as always, thank you guys so much for sticking with me this far. Thank you, all the patrons who have come to support. I'd like to keep going with that because the more patrons I have, the faster I can get content out, the easier it is for me to pay for everything. I am a one-man person kind of funding this, I should say, because I do not know how to do C number. I'm very limited on my XML knowledge, so I do have to hire a coder, and he's excellent. He's an excellent coder, but I do need him, and he does cost money. Then I also have our artwork. I have essentially 4 artists I have on payroll that I pay very frequently. So that costs a lot of money. Essentially, these mods are costing me out of pocket, and I give them out for free. Even if you don't join the Patreon, just being here and watching the video and leaving me nice comments is all I need to keep me going. But, it would help to ease the financial burden if people do donate and stuff like that. And then once it's out, whether you supported the Patreon or not, once it's out, it's on the Steam Workshop or wherever else. and it's there for you guys to utilize and use and play with your games, because ultimately I just want to make people happy. That's all, and love you guys. I'll catch you guys really soon in the next video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this update.